Hi there. Welcome to Sunnyside Journals. I'm Catherine, and I guess this is part 2 today of I'm doing a bit more work on Infelice. She's almost done. I don't want to overfill her because she's right now she's a lovely size. You can see here I can still squeeze and she can be closed quite a bit. I like to leave room in her so that the next owner can still have fun putting new things in. So I only have a few more little things that I want to do. I want to make a journaling card. I want to make some sort of luggage taggy kind of tags. And I still need to figure out something to do with this beautiful color picture. It's the same one that's on the cover. So I'm trying to decide whether that's for me to do or whether maybe I should just simply include that and let the next owner decide what they'd like to do with this lovely picture. It's very pretty. Anyhow, so today we're going to work on, I just want to make a big journaling tag here. So now I'm trying to decide whether to use an X-Acto blade or my cutter. The paper is really soft. It's 100 years old. This book was published in 1920. So this is her anniversary year. She's a centenarian. I'm going to try my cutter because it's a wheel and hopefully that means it will go through gently. Come on, Lucia. Now I want it a little smaller because I want it to be able to fit in to one of the pockets. So I actually don't want that. I want to take that off. You know what? I'm going to wait. I'm going to do it there first. And then if I change my mind. Sorry if that jiggles. There's nothing I can do. I'm an aggressive paper cutter. There. And I like that number 5 there. 5's my lucky number. All right. Let's see here. Okay, this is cutting nicely. I'm happy with this. There. All right. Happy with that. Now, let's do the same here. I'm trying to decide, sorry, I didn't mean for the dead air. I'm trying to decide how many tags I want to make out of this one page. And you can see how it ripped when I tried to get it out of the book. As I said, this paper's really soft. It's old. All right, so now I've got to decide. Oh, sorry about that. Jeepers. Now I've got to decide where I'm going to make my divisions. I think right there. That will make a nice size. As ever, I've glued them onto file folders. Maybe I will end you there. issued at a moderate price. The children will have it. Yeah, that's a nice size for a little tag and a journaling spot on the back. That's an odd shape. I'm going to think about that one. That may become a pocket. No, maybe it can be a, yeah. Yep, that's coming off. That's coming off. There we go. All right. Let's get this. I've been making a more concerted effort to really try to use my offcuts, my paper offcuts. Where's my chair? I'm going to sit down for this. And you know what? I've got to say, I've been doing it now since, I guess, before I started all the Christmas journals. And I've got to say, I've noticed a difference in my recycling box for the offcut papers that go out every Tuesday morning. Here for my neighborhood, it's Tuesday mornings. And I've got less and less little junk ends going into my blue box because I'm trying to make better use of them. I'm proud of myself. I mean, that's the whole point of why I do my journals the way I do, is all this paper is just sitting in thrift stores. Well, it might as well go into a beautiful old book that's also sitting in a thrift store, and it all helps reuse things and repurpose them into something pretty. So anyhow, so I'm really happy with what I've been doing. I've been experimenting and enjoying putting more uneven pages into my signatures, and that really makes good use of offcuts and making better use of my, like this is an offcut from a file folder, and that's going to make a bookmark somehow or other, or a journaling spot. Here you can see I've used this one because there's an end where I trimmed an edge, but this is still usable and I'm going to use it. I'm not, oh, you know what I want to do? Here's one of my anal Catherine things. Oh, great. Of course, now I can't find my favorite one. I'll use this one. This isn't my favorite. I don't like, as much as I actually do like this Fiskars cutter. I do like it. But one thing I don't like is it leaves a little lip on the other side of where it has cut. And I just find, for me, I'm a little bit anal retentive, and I like to mush that back down again. There we go. Okay. I just want a little bit of gentle yellowing here on the edges. I don't want to. Sometimes I like to hit it hard. I love distress ink, but I do have times where I want lots of it, and I have times where I just want just that hint of yellowing. I mean, that's usually more what a natural aging will leave you with, just that hint of yellowing. So much so that you really only notice it if you hold the paper up beside a pure white page. There, you're ready. I'm going to stitch around the edge of that, but I wanted to do the inking first. Now these ones, hold on, I want to make a little tag out of it. Same with you. Oh, I'll just use you as my template now. All right. over here. And then you, Wonderbook. There we go. Okay. All right. I don't think I'm going to sew around these little luggage tag type journaling cards. I think I just want them a bit yellowed. And then I'm going to put a hole and maybe an eyelet in some, and maybe a, look at that. I can still see you sticking up there, being a little stinker. There. Yeah, the hole reinforcements. I might put some of those on here. And then I think I'll use my shimmery gold cording that I found the other day at my way store. Let's see. Oh, I don't know what to make for dinner tonight. I gotta say, I found it easier to cook for a big family than I do for 2 people. It was just easier. First of all, because they were young, they were hungry, and so it was nice for me as a mom. I'm a pretty good cook, and it was, I must say, nice at the end of a day after I've cooked a meal to have all those little hungry faces sit around the table and just, oh, Mom, this is good, and eat. And we seldom had leftovers because we had a big family. But to just cook for my husband and I swear the man's getting fussier and fussier as we age. And so I've been trying to be proactive and still cook a big meal and then divide it up and put them in the freezer. And that's starting to work pretty well. My problem is if I make something and he decides he doesn't enjoy that anymore, then I've got, 3 meals in the freezer of this meal that he's suddenly decided, you know what, I don't like that anymore. I got heartburn. You're listening to a 60-year-old woman bellyache here. And trust me, if you're not 60 yet, heartburn will become part of your life. Mind you, any lady who's had a baby most likely knows the agony of heartburn. And some younger people get it too. I have a child who suffers with it horribly, and it actually can be a very dangerous disease. Anyhow, so I'm sitting here while I'm having fun, trying to figure out what on earth am I going to come up with for dinner. I'll look in the freezer and see if anything jumps out at me. I went through a stage throughout the month of December. I made a whole bunch of homemade soups. So I do have tons of homemade soup in my freezer. That's one thing hubby never gets tired of. He loves homemade soup. So right now in my freezer, I've got homemade chicken and rice. I've got homemade beef noodle, homemade minestrone, homemade tomato soup. Oh my goodness, I never liked tomato soup as a child or even as an adult, a young to middle-aged adult, I didn't enjoy tomato soup. And then I was craving it one day, so I went on to the Pioneer Woman's website, and she had a recipe for tomato soup. And so I tweaked it a bit because there were certain things in her recipe I did not like. Her recipes can be quite high fat. And I don't have anything against high fat, but if you get heartburn, then you know, come on, you know the, fat can really, really trigger it. So I do try to avoid that. All right, let's see. Oh, come on. That drives me nuts. With crocodiles, that the little piece of cardboard still stays in that hole, and then you can't see where you're doing your hole. I'm not putting a hole in you. All right. Let's see. Hold on. Where are my large eyelets? Oh, here's my large eyelets. All right, I'm going to put an eyelet in this one, and I'm going to put paper reinforcements on that one. Which color shall we do? We'll do you. Stay in there. Thank you. Good. All right, and then paper reinforcements. These aren't normally brown. These are usually white. Again, I find them at my thrift stores. Make sure you get paper ones and not plastic. Are those plastic? The paper ones, I just dye them with my Distress ink. I just go over them with any willy-nilly of shades. And then I just put it on. I like one on front and back. There you go. There. All right. I think you are. Now, what do we want to do with you? I have a few fussy cuts of some flowers. I've been going a little crazy with the flowers with Infelice, but I feel like, she's a southern girl. You're too big. Well, maybe not. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. And you're coming off as well. Oh, the joy of fussy cutting. The joy of fussy cutting. I do enjoy it. I really like, especially in the evenings if I'm watching TV. There we go. All right, I'll use that for something else. Now, you're going to fit. You know what, little Rose, you might have to come off. I'm trying to remember where I got this from. Yeah, I like that. All right, now there are some new edges there because I trimmed, and I find that you really can see that white edge when you fussy cut, and it will look much more finished if you still just go around. You don't necessarily have to ink this whole thing, and some papers, if it's shiny and glossy, it won't want your ink, but that little tiny raw edge there will accept the ink, and it really will make your fussy cut look nicer once it's glued down. That tiny little bit of shadowing does make a difference in how nice it looks. All right, you're gonna go there. That's your new home, little flower. Our glitter glue. You know what, when I'm finished with this, I'm gonna go grab the book that I'm working on next and show you. It's turning out to be quite a bit of fun. I started it months ago, and then as ever, I got distracted. You know, if I go thrifting and I find a book that I think, oh, I've just got to do this book, I can get off focus. And I certainly did with this one. Plus, I did, my sister-in-law, her best friend was having a birthday, so I made a book for her, and that distracted me. It was fun, but it distracted me. So I'll go get it. Oh, I like that. It's spelled favorite the way I spell favorite. As Canadians, we spell like the UK. There's a U in there. There, that looks nice. All right, and some of my little shimmery cord. Sometimes, if I'm doing a ribbon through one of these holes, I'll tie the knot down there. But if I'm using like string, baker's twine, or that, I like to tie the knot further up and make it a big loop. That's certainly the way luggage tag would be, right? Because the luggage tag would be on the handle around it, so it would have a big loop. Oh, that turned out cute. Okay, hold on. I'm going to go get the book, and then we're at 24 minutes, so I'm going to just finish these quickly on my own and put maybe some little animals or something on it. Hold on. All right, where are you, book? Alrighty. Here's what I've been working on. This boy. It was a book on Sherlock Holmes, and the front cover was kind of, I've still got the block in here to keep that, keep the spine supported while it's not, actually that's a different book in there, but it's the same size. It had writing here, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, Sherlock Holmes, all his mysteries. There was a whole bunch of writing on there. So I found this beautiful, beautiful picture. That's Jack Sprat and his wife. Remember, Jack Sprat could eat no fat. His wife could eat no lean. So that's Jack Sprat and his wife. And this book is actually going to be all on desserts. So it's going to be a specialty kind of food junk journal. It's going to be goodies. So I'll be getting started on this as soon as I'm finished this young lady, which will probably be later today, hopefully. All right, take care, everyone. Not sure if I'll turn on the camera anymore today, but we'll see. You never know. Hope you're all having a great day. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk soon.